Hey y'all, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Vashti Sarah, and you are tuned into All the Things, where we literally talk about all the things. And we're back. We are 1,000,000% back doing all the podcasting things, and I'm excited to be talking with you guys and just getting back into the groove of things. A little bit uncomfortable here. If you are watching online, you probably noticed that I have changed my background once again. We're just trying something new. They say you probably won't get it right the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, maybe fifth time. So we're just trying something new. Thankful for those of you who have checked in. A lot of y'all, surprisingly, and when I say a lot, I don't mean 1,000,000 people. I just mean a handful of y'all have checked in and were like, hey, Ashley, what's going on? Where's the podcasting? What's up with the podcasting life? Have you quit? How are you done with it? You're not writing, you're not releasing content. I haven't seen you on Instagram or Facebook, and the list goes on. Well, I'm here to just basically explain myself. In this first episode, I just wanted to tackle the elephant in the room, per se, and just talk about what has been going on the past, I think, 3 months that I have been taking a sabbatical. I have been off social media. I've been off content creating and been focusing on my daughter, well, my relationship with the Lord, my husband, and my daughter. And also focusing on my mental health, my physical health, spiritual health, just everything in general. Just really, really, really diving into discovering me. So in this episode, what I want to address, other than why I took off, is also an encouragement to new moms out there that you are not alone. You're not alone in this journey. You're not alone in this thing called motherhood. And it is normal to go through a wall or through a tough spot where you're just like, what in the world is going on? Every Life is America's pro-life diaper and wipes company. My family absolutely loves them. There's no harsh toxins. There's no chemicals. It's perfectly safe for your little one. We love Every Life, their mission, their vision, everything about them. Use my code VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. That is VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. So backtrack 3 months ago. We were going through a lot. And in another episode, I'll probably share more about Sarah and health-wise, things that we were going through, the miracle we experienced. But we had that going on, and then, getting back into the groove of things, working part-time or working twice a week in the office or 2.5 days a week in the office, and then just a lot of things. And then just feeling overwhelmed by reality and just things getting hit left and right, family going through stuff. And it's just life. Life was life and really hard. And, Jared, in his very patient and kind demeanor and attitude and outlook on life, he just advised me, and he saw that I was kind of almost at the point of spiraling. He encouraged me, Vashti, you need to step back and take care of you. You need to step back and prioritize you. Because my biggest thing, for those of you who are new moms out there, some of you might have experienced this. I've talked to a couple mom friends, and they've shared, oh yeah, I'm in the thick of it, or I've been through this, or oh my gosh, no one really talks about that. I can relate 1,000,000%. So this is what led to me taking a sabbatical and just taking a step back entirely. I just had a breakdown to Jared, and I said, I don't know who I am. I am a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a Christ follower, but I don't know who Vashti is. And I don't want to get to the point where I am spiraling and end up in a quote unquote depressive state to start figuring that out. I want to nip it in the bud right now, and I want to take care of me right now and not delay that process and end up regretting not nipping it in the bud sooner rather than later. So that is why I took a sabbatical from social media, from content creating. I just needed time to be with the Lord. I needed time to be with my husband and my daughter and fully and intentionally be present with them and discover this new journey called motherhood. So Sarah was born in January. In February, I started releasing episodes and doing interviews again. And not saying that that was bad or a mistake on my end. However, whenever I went back to work and transitioned fully into work things and starting a new schedule and pace of life, everything just felt heavy and just compiled on top of each other. And then you add on all the things that you're going through in life. So health things, emotional things, your family's going through stuff. There's chaos and disorder on this side. There's health issues on this side. Sarah, we're going through stuff with her. Again, I'll share that on another podcast episode. But I just had to take a step back and truly ask the Lord, who am I? I know I'm a child of Christ. I know I'm a child of God. I know I'm wife to Jared. I know I am mother to Sarah Joy. But who am I? Like take all of that away. Who am I, and where does my confidence lie? And it all boils down to and goes back to my faith in the Lord. So I truly had to just reset and ask the Lord to refill me once again and restore that joy of my salvation. Not that I was like doubting God or saying, oh no, my faith is lost. Which if you're at that place, hey, be honest with yourself and seek help and truly spend some time with the Lord. But I had to go back to the vine and just find strength again from the Lord, because being a mom, the transitions that you're going through mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you don't realize how much it affects you until you're at that crossroad where you either remain in that funk and that muck and end up into a depressive state, or you take the other route and say, I'm going to tackle this head on. I'm going to grab the bull by the horn and I'm going to tackle this fully. 7 Weeks is America's pro-life coffee. It's premium coffee delivered right to your doorsteps. All roast available, and it's absolutely delicious. Start your morning off with 7 Weeks coffee. It's not just drinking coffee, it's drinking coffee with a purpose. Use my code VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. That is VASHTI10 for 10% off your first order. So I was talking to a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. She's my best friend, actually, Alexa. And I just was truly honest with her, and I told her I had to figure out who I was once again. And she's a mom. She's a 2-time mom. She's a champ. I legitimately don't know how she did it back to back. But I was open and honest with her, and I told her this is what I was going through, and I had to figure out me. And it was so refreshing talking to another mom. She moved to a different state, so we don't really hang out as much, but we text all the time. That's true friendship right there. Side note, always find you a good girlfriend who you can just talk to, be real with, and just have open, honest conversations. Open conversations. Anyways, those are rare to find. I was very honest with her, and I told her, this is what was going on. And she just reassured me, you're not alone. This is normal. And women experience several different types of postpartum side effects, I guess. And one of the side effects of postpartum is refiguring out who you are and what your purpose is. And you can have all these titles, but you have to go back to the root of things. And if you get so wrapped up in the titles of being a wife and a mom, you lose your identity somewhat, and you're 20, 30, 40 years in, you're empty nester, and you're trying to figure out, wow, who am I now? So wanted to nip that in the bud. And I want to encourage you, if you are out there and you're in a similar situation where you're trying to figure out who you are, it just feels like life just went flipped upside down. It is normal. Find someone to talk to, be it someone professional or someone you can just be open and honest with. Find someone to talk to. I'm so thankful I have a husband that I can be completely honest with. I told him all my thoughts, everything I was thinking, how I was feeling. And one of the biggest reasons why I chose to be open and honest, and I chose to be very, very, very strategic and grabbing this thing by the horn, is because I know in my lineage there's this battle of postpartum depression, and I absolutely refused to end up in that state, because I know how tragic and detrimental that can be to your mental health. So I didn't want to get to that point. I refused to get to that point. So my encouragement to you is fight the urge to remain in the darkness. Fight the urge to remain in that muck and that state of, it's just, I don't even know how to describe it unless you've walked through this journey yourself. Fight the urge and take the high road and go find and go seek help. And that's one of the most humbling things you can do. I think a lot of times when people say, oh, I'm in counseling, or I seek to a professional help, or a psychologist, or whatever it may be, we think, oh, wow, they're so small. They're so weak. No, finding help and seeking help and acknowledging that, hey, I can't do this on my own, is one of the most strongest thing that you could possibly do. And I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but it shows tremendous strength that you're able to admit, I can't do this on my own and I need help. And I'm willing to admit that I need help. So short and sweet episode. And it's just genuinely want to encourage you. Find help, and you're not in this alone. Your identity and who you are boils down to, and it's rooted in Christ. And even though you might have that as head knowledge, sometimes you might just need to step back, take a break, and go back to the roots and go back to your source and say, hey, I need you to refill me once again. I need you to restore the joy of my salvation. I need you, Lord, to be my strength, because I can't do this on my own. I can't do this walk of life on my own. And yeah, do it. You're not little. You're not weak for doing that. And I know for a fact the Lord honors that, because he restored so much in me and revealed so much in me that I didn't even realize was lingering there. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. And I will see y'all in the next episode.